Hey guys, welcome back to MYC Uncensored. I'm Mel. For many of you guys, it's probably the first time you have seen me on this podcast. I'll just quickly tell you guys a bit about myself before we start. So I'm a current second year university student studying a Bachelor of Criminal and Community Justice with a Bachelor of Social Work. I think for me, it's honestly being there for people at the most challenging times of their life, but also seeing them achieve the most smallest goals and ambitions they have. I honestly think that's why I wanted to study such a challenging pathway. Now I think it's enough I stop talking about myself and I get into the question that was sent to us. So the following question was sent to us by one of our podcast viewers, which is: I'm 14 years old and my boyfriend broke up with me because he said I was being too clingy and it was my first serious relationship. How do I get over a breakup? Honestly, what a question this is. I just want to say thank you to the person that sent this, and also thank you for having the courage as well. I think the first thing I can say is that it takes time. As sad as this sounds, if you have to cry, then you unfortunately need to cry. Like, we're all human, right? I think at some stage we've all cried, if that's because of friendships ended, or who knows, we could have gone through the same thing that you're going through now. You're so young. Like, honestly, when I was 14, all I wanted to do was like just go to the gym, play sports, and like just have a good time with my friends. You're at that stage where you're still trying to establish the person you are and just the types of stuff you want in a partner. And honestly, there really isn't anything wrong with being clingy. Like, every single person is different. Like, some boyfriends don't like affection, but on the other hand, some people die for having that sense of affection. I honestly can't even imagine what you're probably going through right now. Take some time to be with your friends, because honestly, sometimes the support from friends in situations like this, it honestly means the whole world. And please, please, please don't take this breakup as a sign that you have to change for anyone. I only got into my first serious relationship this year. Like, my boyfriend and I both have the expectations that, I don't expect him to change for me, and I honestly don't want him to change as well. As harsh as this sounds, someone either accepts you for you or they don't. Getting over a relationship is so hard. And it honestly isn't going to help if you think that you're the problem it started or you're the problem it ended. And unfortunately, you're probably going to like still be thinking about him for a while. But honestly, part of getting over a relationship is accepting the fact that that person probably isn't going to be in your life anymore. To conclude, the one thing I want to say to the person that sent this is: there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. When a door closes, another chapter is always going to be there for you. Alrighty, guys, I think that brings the podcast episode to an end. If there's any questions at all that you guys do have, honestly, please don't hesitate to send them through. All the available links are going to be put in the description box below. Also, one last thing before I do close it off. A lot of you guys who have been probably watching the podcast, you guys have probably come across Satini. It might look like we're all just a team who are recording, but she honestly is the main driving factor in creating this series. Her work is honestly appreciated so much, more than we could ever put into words. Alrighty guys, I'll see you later.